9:19, thanks for sticking with us this Tuesday. This morning, we're taking you behind the curtain as we learn a little more about a theater company that's getting ready to open its first ever Rochester production.
Yeah, the Ensemble Theater Company was founded in New York City, and today they're joining us live in studio with more on the upcoming play, The Lion in Winter. For more, we're joined now by Kevin Shinnick and Aaron Duclos. Thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Good morning. Thanks for having us.
Congratulations on this move. This has got to be exciting for you.
It's very exciting. And coming from New York City to here, I was afraid of not having artistic expression. But it's astonishing how much art in theater is up here. It's fascinating. I love it.
We're really fortunate in the Western New York region to have so much of that and so much talent that I imagine you will soon be putting on the stage. But I want to start at the very beginning here. How did the theater company get its start?
Well, it began back in about 2012, and it was my former business partner, Craig Dudley, and I, and we did Diversions and Delights, which was the play about Oscar Wilde. And Sir Derek Jacobi, who you may know, helped us raise funds to do our first show. And we timed it perfectly because it was the period of Oscar Wilde. So we were covered in Slate magazine. We sold out very well. And so we've been trying to find another production. And we almost got it to Broadway, thanks to Sir Derek. And then some behind-the-scenes machinations stopped it. So this has been a dream for about 12 years at least. So finally getting off the ground. COVID, of course, interfered, and theaters closing. My former partner passed away. So to finally get off the ground, I'm filled with enthusiasm, and I'm also very happy because of the cast, like people like Aaron playing the part, but we have a lot of people who've never acted before in the show. So it's fun, the combination of performers.
I believe it. Tell us a little bit about what The Lion in Winter is about.
Would you like to?
Well, sure. It's about Henry II, King Henry of England, although he reigned throughout France as well, and, you know, Eleanor of Aquitaine. We all know legend that comes through Henry's line because you have Richard the Lion-Hearted and John. Of course, that's the history that is pervasive throughout the Robin Hood stories and traditions. Everybody knows about, you know, Shakespeare's plays Richard. Eleanor has its history. But what is interesting to me is we all, even here, you know, in the United States, we weren't a part of a monarchy once we said goodbye to England, but it's still so, we're fascinated with it in our culture. And yet it's something that's kind of, it's pervasive in our culture, but it's not really attainable to us. I don't think we understand. It's hard to imagine what royalty was like, you know, kings and queens in the Middle Ages, medieval times. However, this sort of puts it into, there's a lot of anachronisms in here. It brings it into sort of a modern day living room context where you actually, we're just seeing a little slice of this core family over 24 hours during Christmas, being a family dramas, sibling rivalry, parents who are sick of each other, who have fallen in and out of love, you know, jealous siblings. And I think people see this production and they can relate on a different level to what that was all about in a more modern parlance.
Talk to us, if you will, about the cast. You mentioned that there's a lot of first-time actors up there on stage. First, for you, you directed, correct?
Yes.
For you as a director, what was that like? And then for someone who I imagine has spent many a year in theater, what is that like working with someone who's brand new?
Well, I began teaching. I began as an actor, of course, but I also used to teach acting and worked at the New York Renaissance Festival. And I loved seeing new talent because a lot of them haven't been instructed what not to do. So they will come up with things that you don't expect. The young actor, Xavier, who plays our John, he's been coming up with these wonderfully funny bits because he doesn't know not to do it. And so his character has come from basically being a one note as it's written to this very rounded, very funny character. Wanya, who is also in the play, he's his first show. He's a poet, but he also has a wonderful sense of nobility, which comes across. So seeing him develop has been wonderful. And then we have actors like Aaron and Feliza who are playing our two leads. And so I think they kind of set the template for the others. But Aaron also takes the energy from the young performers and it reflects back. So, I mean, it's, for me, I just sit back and take credit, really.
I mean, it is true. It's a different experience working with people of different levels, but there is an enthusiasm and an energy that's brought to it. Sometimes you find with more seasoned actors that they're stuck in their ways. Some of those habits aren't necessarily the most exciting because someone can portray, they can emote, and they can be in their little bubble of what they think is beautiful, but not just have that connection to raw, oh, this is what it is to be human, you know?
Absolutely.
So with these guys, yeah, it is exciting. Sometimes you have to push them and make, guide them and make sure they're opening up to the audience and not upstaging themselves. Or sometimes, it's fun to alter my intentions as a character, although it isn't in line with what it will ultimately be, but to change it in that moment to evoke something different from that fresh actor. And then when they feel that something different, they're like, oh. With our Richard, we had a moment where I was really getting in his face, and afterwards he's like, that was great. I was like, you felt a real emotion. Yay, that's you.
That's incredible. For somebody sitting at home, we're running low on time. If they want tickets, they want to see the show, where do they get the tickets and when?
All right, you can get the tickets right now at the muccc.org website. The show opens February 28th. We run until March 8th. We have one matinee on March 2nd. I hope you come and see it. It's really wonderful. We have original music by a young composer who's only 17, by the way.
Wow.
She's written original music for the entire play. So, I mean, again, a lot of new talent coming in. I hope people come and discover them. And also, thank everyone for welcoming us to the Rochester area, and hopefully long time to come.
Absolutely. Best of luck.
Yeah.
Break a leg.
Break a leg.
Thank you.
Thank you
for
both.
having us.
Absolutely.
Time right now, 9:25. When we come back, we're going behind the story this Tuesday morning.
Stick around. We're back on the other side of the break.